One day, the Fat Controller called some of his engines to Tidmouth Sheds. He had an announcement to make. I bet you are wondering as to why I have gathered you all here. Well, I have some important news. I'll be going to the mainland for the weekend, and there is going to be a display at the National Railway Museum honouring the Big Four. And so I will be bringing Gordon with me to represent the London and North Eastern Railway along with Mallard. My friend, the controller of the SWR, will be controller while I'm gone. He will also be bringing some of his engines. Also, another engine will be looking after the shooting star in Gordon's absence. Do be sure to be on your best behaviour while I'm gone. Gordon and the Fat Controller left the next day. After Gordon and the Fat Controller left, the engines were wondering who was going to look after the shooting star while Gordon was away.
I wonder if I get to pull it.
Or me. After all, I used up all express passenger trains back in America. Which was a late-night express train that used to run to Pennsylvania in the old days. Or maybe we will get a chance to pull it. We are very fast.
I hate to tell you this, but none of you will get to pull it. A visiting engine will be pulling the shooting star while he is away.
Oh, okay. Later that day, Bear was at Vickerstown Station when he saw some engines puffing in. Here we are. It's about bloody time.
Hey there. You must be Eagle, I suppose.
I am. I used to work on Sodor back in the old days before I left to help build the South West Railway. And over there is Tron, Ston, Ton, Hughes, Wickham and Lewis.
You look familiar. Weren't you all stuck up the one you crashed through Tidmouth Sheds during the first time you came?
Yes, I was. But after I was withdrawn, the South West Railway controller bought me and saved me from scrap. I wasn't too keen on working with the steam engines, however. Who the heck names their engine Bear?
But it was because I growl, not because I'm angry. But I can't help it, so the name stuck.
Well, your controller should have given you a proper name. Oh, don't mind Wickham. He's always like that. But I must warn you about Tron and Stronton. Their language can be strong and might be inappropriate towards younger viewers.
I understand.
Later, Wickham saw Gator at Lower Tidmouth Station. Hello there, you must be new here. My name's Gator. Yet another engine with an animal name. But my real name is Gerald, but everyone called me Gator because I look like an alligator. When I first came to Sodor, everyone thought I was a monster, and so did Percy. Wickham didn't take any notice and continued on his way. He soon arrived at Tidmouth Sheds. Duck was there.
Hello, you must be the engineer will be pulled in Gordon's Express while he and the Fat Controller are away on the main line. I'm Montague, but everyone calls me Duck.
Duck? Compared to the last two with animal names, that has to be the most ridiculous one I've ever heard.
What's this guy's problem?
Well, what are you going to do now? Lay an egg or something? Duck felt insulted. Goodness me, and I thought Diesel was bad enough.
You can say that again.
He was still cross about it the next day.
Who does that Wickham think he is?
What's the matter, Duck?
You don't look very happy today.
Because Wickham has made fun of me for being called Duck. He also did the same thing with Bear and Gator as well.
I'm sorry you had to put up with him.
Hey, you, enough talk. Get my coaches ready.
Don't rush me. You don't want to do the same thing that Spencer did a few years ago.
What exactly happened?
Well, this was when the Fat Controller borrowed him while the Duke and Duchess were on holiday, and he was waiting impatiently for his coaches, and he foolishly puffed off to get them himself right before I had finished arranging them, which resulted in him crashing into James, and Bill and Ben had to take his train for him.
Edwin!
Alright, keep your wheels on, honestly.
Soon Edwin had gotten Wickham's coaches ready, and Wickham backed down onto the buffet car with a bump. He bumped the buffet car so hard that everything flew into the air. You clumsy great engine! Look what you've done! It's gonna take me a long time to clear up this mess, and it will make the train late. Gee, he is worse than I thought. While the mess was being cleaned up, Wickham was becoming impatient. By the time the mess was cleaned, he was ready to go. Wickham, you need to take on plenty of water. I have plenty of water. I don't need a newfangled nonsense like you to tell me what to do. Kana felt hurt by Wickham's hurtful comment. Wickham was puffing along the countryside, but he never stopped to take on water. Neville was puffing along the other line of the goods train when Wickham raced right past him.
Don't forget the water!
Who cares?
He will be in trouble soon!
And he was. He ran out of water just after Maron Station. You silly engine! You forgot to take on more water! Kana was at Wellsworth Station when Wickham's driver arrived. Wickham is stuck outside of Maron, and we need an engine to go and rescue him. And while you're at it, can you please give me a lift? I'm exhausted from all that running. I'll go. Maybe that will teach him a lesson. Hank, can you look after my coaches while I rescue Wickham? It would be an honor. And Kana was uncovered from her coaches, and she set off to the rescue. Oh, that's just what we need. The newfangled nonsense. Why couldn't they send a proper engine? Kana took no notice as she coupled up to Wickham and set off. Kana sped along the line. The other engines were very amazed. is that? It looks almost like Pip and Emma.
Looks like she's gonna give both Gordon and Spencer a run for their money.
Here we are, bang on time as well. What do you think of Wickham now, eh, Mac? Too much puff and not enough steam. That evening, the controller of the Southwest Railway spoke to Wickham. You have said rude things towards Duck, as well as making fun of Bear and Gator, along with you bumping the dining coach too hard and refusing to take on more water. Because of this, you will be pulling goods trains for the time being, while Kana will be pulling the shooting star while Gordon is away. Hopefully this will teach you a lesson. Wickham said no more. He had a lot to think about. The next morning he apologised to Duck, Bear, Gator, Kana and Edwin. I'm very sorry that I made fun of you three for having animal names. Well, Duck in particular.
It's alright. D199 was like that when he first came to Sodor, but now he's more nicer to the steam engines.
And Kana for calling you a newfangled nonsense. I was very impressed with how fast she was yesterday. You really are a useful engine. For the rest of Wickham's visit to the island of Sodor, he was learning to become a more responsible and reliable engine.